So actually, now that we do have, we do have a public data template and it's branded, let's actually make a couple of submissions. And like I mentioned, you can copy this link here, send it to people to make that submission. Or if you wanted to embed it into your website, you would click on that link and you would get instructions on exactly how to embed it in your website. It should be simple enough. You create a div in your website on the page that you want to embed it in, give it an ID, copy this code, paste the code in your in the head section of your page, and just change this ID to the ID that you created, the div that you created, and the div would be created wherever you want the form to be embedded. So you could have other content on the page, and maybe right in the middle or right on the top or right at the bottom you wanted to embed that form. That's where you would create the ID, your div with a particular ID, and paste that ID in here, and then copy and paste this code into the head section of your page. That's basically all it takes to embed a form. Anyways, closing this off, let's actually make a couple of submissions on this form so that we can actually see how the submissions show up, and what you can do with those submissions. So clicking on the add submission button here again, and then here's my, so let's say John Smith, John at example.com. Let's assume that this is going to be a new construction, and my budget is going to be more than 50,000, and say I put that in, and then I'm going to hit the submit button here. Once the submission is done, as you can see, during our branding, we had entered some text, and it's showing me that text here saying thank you for your submission. And if you remember, we had added a back link as well, and we had, for now this is linked to Google, but obviously you can link it to anything, and it's your choice whether you want to have this link or not. It doesn't always have to show up here. Anyways, after submission, that's the text that shows up, and let's make a couple of more submissions and then take a look at how these submissions show up. Okay, so I've gone ahead and made a few submissions against our form. Let's go and take a look at how these submissions show up. So if I click on the submissions button here, it's going to show me my current submissions. As you can see, there's from and to date. So by default, the current month is selected, and these are the submissions that show up. It's giving me a little bit of information about the submission. It's giving me the date and the time that the submission was actually made. And by default, all submissions will have a received status. Priority will always be set to low, and it will not be assigned to any user. So obviously, you can set the status or assign to filter out the results that you actually see on this page. Let's take a look at one of these submissions. Click here, and it will bring up that first submission. So as you can see, the same status here, priority, type is always general, it can be changed, and the assigned to is set to unassigned right now. You get a little more submission details here. It's giving you the submission date, time zone, IP address, submission time, submission user, and the user agent. And if we scroll down a little bit, this is the submission itself. I was just playing around and adding some submissions, and this is one of the submissions. You can make changes to the submission by clicking this button here, and now you can actually make changes here if you wanted to. We're going to leave it untouched, and this is the workflow part of the submission. You can make changes over here, you can add a comment, and you can update it. So for example, for this submission, let's set it to in progress, and we can set it to inquiry, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm going to leave it, assign it to myself, and then I'm going to add a comment. Set up conference call on Monday, and I'm going to hit the update button, and as you can see now it's going to show me my latest status over there. So it's giving me in progress, and it's giving me assigned to the person that is assigned to, and that showing me the comment that I just made. And if I scroll up, it's going to show me the updated status for this particular submission. And if I go back, as you can see, this this has been set to, it's whatever changes I made there are being reflected over here now. Let's take a look at one more thing. So if we go to this, let's take a look if and see if any reports have been generated. So if I click on that, now it's telling me that there were 2 reportable inputs, and this particular report is based on 4 submissions. Those are the 4 submissions I made. And then it's giving me the questions that I asked, and then reports. So let's select donut here, and then it's saying the question was please select. I should probably rephrase that question. I should have made it more evident exactly what we're talking about, but the question was please select, and the user had to select between renovation and new construction. And out of those 4 submissions, it's telling me 75% were renovation and 25% were new construction. And then the other question I had was, what is your budget? And if I pick a donut here, it's telling me that 25% is 10,000 to 50,000, 50% is less than 10,000, and 25% is more than 50,000. So you don't actually have to do anything. Any input that is that can be graphable is automatically graphed over here. So and you have different kind of graphs over here. So I can select pie. I can even select a line chart here. I can do a bar chart, a horizontal bar chart, and then a vertical bar chart. So all those things are built into the system. You don't actually need to do anything, and any input that supports this kind of chart will automatically get charted here. So that's a pretty nice feature of the system. Okay, so that was a quick introduction to submissions, workflows, and charts. We'll probably get deeper into it in some other tutorials, but as you could see, it's pretty simple and pretty straightforward. As always, subscribe to the channel just to keep updated and get the very latest videos. Leave any questions in the comments, and like the video if you got any value out of it. Thank you so much, and bye for now.